Stedman Graham is a speaker, best-selling author, and entrepreneur in the education business. He inspires people all over the world to develop their own identity so that they can empower themselves. So Behind the Mind with Stedman Graham. Stedman, thank you so much for being here and for being in Amsterdam. You gave a seminar, and I'm so happy to have you on Behind the Mind.
I'm so glad to be here. I love that title, Behind the Mind. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And so we'll dive a little bit into your mind.
Okay.
So let's just start right away with, what is your personal mission?
My personal mission is to teach people how to develop an identity for themselves all around the world so that they can empower themselves and take charge of their own development.
Mm-hmm. Amazing, amazing. So that's also what you came to do here today at the event where you're speaking?
Absolutely. I do it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I do it for school students. I do it for colleges. I do it for adults. I do it for parents. I do it for corporate leaders. I do it for all kinds of folks who need to find out who they are.
Yeah.
And I just think it's important to be able to teach them how to take information, education, and make it relevant to their development, to their talents, to their skills, to their passions, to what they love and what they care about as the first step in the success process. And then teach them how to organize their life around themselves so they can take charge of their own development and become self-directed learners.
Yeah, so it's amazing that you're then here on this show, because that's the whole mission.
That's the whole thing. I thought you might like that.
That's the whole thing, amazing.
Right.
So what key or crucial decisions did you make to get where you are now?
Well, the question is always, how do you do it? It's the how. You can come up with a whole lot of ideas, but how do you execute that? How do you execute your mission? How do you stay consistent? How do you sustain yourself over a long period of time? How do you monetize it? How do you organize it? What alliances and partnerships do you need? What kind of distribution network are you creating? What's that look like long term? So a lot of questions. When you talk about business and entrepreneurship, it's one of the toughest things you'll ever do, because you can be in business and 1 week, and the next 2 weeks you could be threatening to be out of business, depending on a number of factors. Yep. And now with the 21st century, with the way things are going, you always have to plan for the future. You have to be on the cutting edge. You have to be clear about your message. You have to be clear about your brand. You want to be able to utilize your talent well and organize a model that actually works. And sometimes it takes a long time to figure out that model so that you can develop an annuity and make something very scalable in the marketplace.
Yes, totally. I'm just really soaking it all in, because that's really also where I'm at now. I did a lot of ventures and things, and finally I got to the point where I was like, this is my thing. I want to help entrepreneurs create success, coaching business around it, a trading business, do it in the Netherlands now, but also planning to do that all over the world. And this is really the thing. People think, I'm pretty successful in what I'm doing, and it's like, it's just happened. No, I did a lot of different things. I had a dance school, I had this, I had that. It's so many different concepts, and finally you find something which suits you, and then you have to scale it also.
Success is when preparation meets opportunity.
Yes.
It's in the preparation.
Yes.
So you have to prepare to be successful. True. And depending on your vision and how big it is, it sometimes takes a long time to prepare for that. And you have to put the pieces in place. And sometimes, what is maybe timely now may not be timely in a couple of years, or the industry may change, and the market may drop out, or the economy may change. And so you're always readjusting and adjusting.
Yeah.
So you got to have short-term goals and long-term goals, and you got to have a large vision and short-term visions, for how you're going to deal with, current circumstances and how that applies to your business. And you better have an A plan, a B plan, a C plan, and a D plan.
Yeah, yeah, super true. So what are daily habits which give you energy?
Well, what gives me energy is my mission and my purpose and my work and the significance of it, and also what I've been able to build up with small steps.
Yeah.
So it's a small series of small steps, small steps, small steps. You may get one big deal or one deal, then small steps, small steps, small steps. So it's really layering the business, figuring out who you want to become, trying to mind map it, figure out what it looks like, organize it, and then stay in business at the same time to where you are able to align yourself with some continuity and some energy and some motion that just kind of grows. You want to get yourself in a growth mode.
Like a momentum kind of.
And depending on how big your vision is, you might have a worldwide vision. So it takes longer to develop a growth mode.
What people did or do you still look for inspiration?
Well, I've got 100 people that's been part of my life, and everybody gives you a different kind of, give you a lot of different advice. I've had great people in my life, and do have great people in my life, and Oprah, of course, is a great person to give me advice, because she'll tell me what I don't want to hear. Okay, number one, you need that.
Yeah.
And then I have I have a lot of other people that throughout the years have I've partnered with and learned a lot from, and that's been significant in my life. Bob Brown, a very significant person in my life, who's helped me in business, and still today I call on him for advice. And Chaz Edelstein, I call on him for advice, and Jim Gray, and a lot of folks Greg Capelli. I mean, just a lot of folks that are friends, and I could go down the list. Steve Lesnick, just on and on and on and on, because no one makes it alone. No man or woman is an island unto themselves. So you can't make it by yourself. You need a team. And so when you're clear on your vision and you have clarity about your work, it's easy to find those people who will help you.
Yes. And you really also reach out for them, you call on them, you make use of that circle.
You know what questions to ask.
Yes.
So you don't waste a lot of time asking the wrong questions and wasting their time.
Yeah. Powerful. What is the best advice you ever had?
The best advice I've ever had came from somebody that said, make sure you're selective with your clients. Don't just take anybody. And that was some of the best advice, because it sets the tone for your next client and your next client and your next client. And that's some of the best advice I've ever gotten.
I totally agree. Totally agree. So I just want to switch to another part of the interview. I have like a short Q&A. There's like 5 questions.
Okay.
And I would like you to just finish the sentence in a couple of words.
Okay.
You decided to become an entrepreneur because you?
Wanted to own myself.
Colleagues and business partners describe you as?
Trustworthy.
In 10 years you are?
All over the world.
What you would advise your younger self is?
Determination, determined.
And the most important thing in your life is?
Is love.
Amazing, thank you. Wow, that's really, really amazing. So is there anything else you would like to share with the people who are watching this from their homes, from their offices?
I just congratulate you on the work that you're doing. I don't think there's a better time to do it than now, because the 21st century is going this way. 99% of the people are moving backwards. You're not going to have a Social Security, at least in our country. You're not going to have a pension. You're going to have 17, 18 different jobs or more. You don't control your own time. You're being eliminated. There's downsizing. They're creating these robots and machinery to take your place and work 24/7. The wages are going down. You got a lot of mergers and acquisitions, okay? The jobs today are low skill, low wage jobs, and it's hard, and the prices are going up, and you're competing in a global marketplace. So the opportunity is the internet and technology as a way to leverage your abilities, your skills, your opportunity, and we're growing up, and we're in the information age. And we have a lot of young people who now know technology and have grown up with it. So they're going to be accustomed to working through technology as a way to buy what they need to buy and purchase what they need to purchase. So it's an opportunity for all of us to be able to work together, and it gives you a bigger audience, gives you bigger opportunities. So you can monetize it much larger than any other time in the history of our country, and you can scale it. And it's, you know, everyone's equal because everybody has 24 hours. So the question is, what do you do with your 24 hours? You work that internet, and you work that technology, and you work that passion, and you work that vision, and you work that plan, and you just work it and work it and work it until you get a strong core base. And then when you get a strong core base, you inverse all of the opportunities and resources. You make everything relevant to your development. And you go inside of that core base and you become the incubator. You become the professor, and you work it, Mr. Professor, working that inside to determine how that's going to look and how you can now create what you need to create, represent yourself, brand yourself, and then feed that back out to the world. So the more you have inside, the more you can give to the outside.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My pleasure.